This tutorial is for 2nd grade, Module 4, Part 1, Lesson 31b. In this lesson, we're going to use tape diagrams to answer word problems, and in particular, we're going to use 2 tapes for the problems. We're doing this because in these questions, we're actually comparing 2 different sets of items, not simply combining them. The first question says the 2nd grade teachers graded 43 tests on Friday. They graded 37 more tests on Saturday than on Friday. How many tests did the 2nd grade teachers grade on Saturday? I'm going to start by writing an answer statement that will help me focus on the goal of the problem. So we'll say they graded blank tests on Saturday. Now let's see how the tape compares to the problem. My first tape is showing the tests that were graded on Friday. We can see that they had 43 tests on Friday. On Saturday, the second tape, we don't know how many they graded altogether. That's why we have a question mark here. But we do know that the amount that they graded on Saturday was 37 more than the amount that was graded on Friday. If they had graded the same amount, the tapes would have stopped in the same spot. We need to figure out this missing portion of the tape for Saturday. Well, again, if they had stopped in the same spot, they would have had the same amount. So this missing portion must be 43. It matches up with what was graded on Friday. To find my final answer, I just need to combine my 43 and my 37. I can do that in any method I choose. I am going to, let's do expanded form. So 43 plus 37. Well, 43 is the same as 40 and 3. 37 is the same as 30 and 7. I'll add my ones column. 3 plus 7 is 10. 40 plus 30 is 70. 70 plus 10 equals 80. That means that they graded 80 tests on Saturday. So this whole tape now represents 80 tests. Let's look at another question. This one says there are 54 women on a boat. There are 17 more men than women on the boat. How many men were on the boat? I'll start by writing my answer statement. There were blank men on the boat. So we can look at our 2 tapes and see that part of it has been filled in. We need to label our tape for the women though. So that's the bottom tape. So this will be women. And we know that there are 54 women on the boat. We don't know the number of men on the boat. And that's why we have a question mark. We do know that that number is 17 more than the number of women. We also know that if they had the same amount of men as women, both tapes would have stopped in the same spot. That means that to figure out this portion of the men's tape, we would just match it up to the women's. So if there were 54 women, then this part of the men's tape would also be 54. So now we know that 54 plus 17 will give us the number of men. Let's see, I'm going to do expanded form on this one as well. So 54 plus 17, well 50 is 50 plus 4, 17 is 10 and 7, 4 plus 7 is 11, 50 plus 10 is 60. I combine both of those, 60 plus 11, and I get 71. That tells me that there were 71 men on the boat. So you can see how using 2 tapes helps us solve some of the problems, especially when we have kind of tricky wording like this 17 more men part.